The party took some time to recuperate in an outcropping carved into the side of the tunnel, getting to know a little about one another and their situation. Piper inspected her new viol, but other than being of immaculate craftsmanship, she couldn't determine much. After their short rest, the party continued onward, attempting to avoid the shouting heard down another tunnel, only to be caught by a running messenger. Unable to dispatch him before he alerted the others, the party fought off the rest of the Dark Elves. After the bloody battle, Jelltur attempted to remove the circlet from atop the Dark Elf's priestess's head. Unable to do so, he removed her head and placed the gruesome trophy in his bag. The party then made their way to a wooden door at the end of the tunnel. Picking their way through, they emerged into the light of the setting sun. Where we last left our intrepid heroes, you were crawling out of a hole in the ground. Kind of, not really. There was a door. You unlocked the door from the inside. A padlock kept it sealed shut. Thankfully, Jelltur was able to pick it, and you emerged into sunlight. You didn't really have much time to get your bearings before a gentleman driving a horse and wagon down the road at almost breakneck speed stopped in front of you and shouted for you to get on, because the army was coming up behind him. And that is where you stand. You got on, specifically. Jelltur got on.
I'll get on.
Alright, Piper gets on.
I will also get on.
Alright, and then you all notice, as Scratch gets on and looks back, Tia is not with you. The door slams shut, and you hear a clicking noise.
We should go back for her.
The man in the front goes, "There's no time! We have to go!" And he cracks the reins, and as he does, you can all make perception checks for me if you like.
Sure. Oh, that's good. 16.
20.
21.
Alright. The three of you look back, and you see smoke rising in the distance. Clouds of dirt being kicked up as marching feet are pounding the road far behind you.
I do feel bad that we just left like that.
She was right behind us. I don't know what happened.
So did someone get the drop on us? Or her, at least? I don't think we can go back right now.
Not another friend.
She had armor. She had weapons. I hope she can...
Why would she lock herself in like that?
I don't know.
She has to have a reason. I say we carry on and
Maybe
wish her
we'll
the
see
best
her
of...
later.
Hopefully, wish her the best of luck.
I hope she doesn't hold it against us.
By this point, the
If she does,
wagon curves around a corner, and the doorway that you saw slam shut is gone from sight.
If she does blame us, we can just bring this farm right here.
You say that out loud?
Nah, I say it towards just the group. Just the group. I'm assuming he's like at least some distance away from us while he's running for his life with his horses.
You're in the wagon.
Yeah.
Sir, what is your name?
My name's Maul.
Maul?
Maul.
Like the weapon?
I'm nowhere near as powerful, but I'm pretty much as blunt.
Why are they after you?
Oh, they're not after me specifically. It's just that, see, I was picking up some supplies. There's a little homestead about 10 miles down that road. So, I took Lucy here, he gestures to the horse, to go pick up what I needed. I was almost there when I saw these creatures. I don't know. They're big and hairy, and they're tiny ones. I think they were goblins. But then there were these ones.
Saw a bugbear.
Sure, I'll go with that. It didn't look much like a bug, but did look like a bear. Then I saw what was worse than that. It was like living shadows dropping from the trees and just destroying everything in their path. It was terrifying. So I turned Lucy right around, and I've been going ever since.
Sounds like a good choice.
It does.
Yeah. Well,
As long as we are not heading towards them, we should be fine.
I agree.
Speaking of which, where are you headed?
We're headed to my farm, Braken Farms, just about 3 or so miles up the road here. Now that I know what's coming, gonna tell my wife, get my kids, and pack up and move into Brath. They have a wall. We'll be safe behind the wall at the very least.
If you think so, yeah.
Well, safer than an open farm.
That's fair.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. A lot of you look like you can handle yourselves in a scrap.
Oh, we're pretty decent.
I wouldn't mind having a little extra muscle around. Happily give you guys dinner and passage to Brath if you wouldn't mind being an extra set of eyes on tomorrow morning's journey.
Sounds like a fair trade.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
Yes, feels like anywhere is better than here.
Well, you'll like the farm at the very least, before it gets burned to the ground tomorrow. So, you are on this wagon for probably about an hour, and you're seeing the sun beginning to dip. It's not quite sunset yet, but it's getting very close. And before you, you see the trees just vanish. So you see these rolling open fields. Some are tall with plants that you've never seen before, Scratch, but there's corn, there's wheat, there's these tall plants that eventually give way to rolling grass, and open fields with large animals, cows, horses, there's some pigs rolling around in mud. And finally you see 4 buildings set up in almost a loose circle. 2 that look like barns that would house these animals that you saw, a large looking silo that would store grain and feed, and then a small little hut that you assume would be where Maul would live with his family. So Lucy pulls up in front of this small building, and a young man, probably in his late teens, he's got dusty brown hair, a strong-looking boy, though he still has that willowy strength of youth, that leanness to him, and an older woman, probably about Maul's age, in her 30s or 40s, coming out. She's wearing an apron and her hair is tied back very tightly. And she waves them down. I thought you were supposed to be picking up supplies, not strays. And Maul hops down and pats the boy on the shoulder. Jeff, if you could, just unhitch Lucy, get her in the barn, watered, check her shoes. She's had a rough night. And day. And then he turns to his wife. Anna, there's a war band coming. There's no easy way to say it. We need to pack up, and we need to get out. The morning. These folk here, they were in trouble, but they're kind of rough looking. They might be able to protect us. Protect the children. Anna just kind of nods and says, to you all, are you handy with any work?
What kind of work are you talking about, is the question.
You're on a farm, dear. There's only one kind of work. Well, unfortunately, there won't be much need for cleaning, as if there's a war band coming, I don't expect there to be much left to clean. However, we do need to get out of here. I'll be cooking. I have Cassie to help me with that. But with this many people, Lucy won't be able to haul us all. So the wagon in the barn needs to be repaired. The wheel is broken. We need to load as many animals as we can into the traveling pens, focus on the smaller animals, the chickens and Matilda would be best. And we need to load as much food and supplies from the silo as possible into the wagons.
I mean, we'll do our best to help.
I appreciate that. Maul, come inside. We need to make sure that you're not wounded. And she starts pulling him into the house, and he kind of looks at you guys and goes, there's no use fighting her. And just kind of follows in. So you are standing there in the wagon, no horse attached to it, and you've been given your jobs.
Damn, no horse attached to it.
Why?
Yeah, you can't just steal the horse and leave the people for dead.
Was a plan.
Was that really your plan?
No, I said was a plan. I didn't say our plan.
I was going to say, we're gonna have some problems, you and I. Alright, so, probably loading the grain and stuff from the silos would be the easier for us. I'm the city tiefling. I don't really...
I'm gonna go round up the animals.
It's actually a very good job for you. Alright. So, Scratch, what are you going to do?
I'll help out with the grain.
All right. What are you going to load it into?
Can we find Jeff and ask him what we're supposed to do with that?
Sure.
Because
You know Jeff is in the barn.
Yeah, so just kind of look at Scratch. Let's go find Jeff.
All right. So you go over to the barn, and you see Jeff. He's got this metal pick, and he seems to be digging at the bottom of Lucy's hooves. And you see, like, clumps of mud and even a couple rocks coming out of there as he's cleaning out the hooves and cleaning her up and making sure that she's fed and watered. And he looks up when you come in, and he... Go ahead and make an insight check.
Sure. That is a 17. It's actually pretty good.
Alright, he's looking at you in a way that you're used to. There's a lot of suspicion in those eyes. There's a lot of, unease about him. And his grip on that metal tool tightens just a little.
Easy, friend. We're just here to help. Your mom gave jobs, and we were going to help with the grain in the silo, but we don't know what to put it in.
Well, the wagons would help, but we can't haul all that food in one wagon and get my family and my sister and you all in it, too. We're going to need 2 wagons. You can split it up among the 2, but...
That was all we really wanted to know, is where to put it.
He gestures across the barn. In the other barn, that's where we have the broken wagon.
Right, the one that needs repairs.
Yeah, the wheel broke off.
Give him a nod. We will do what we can, okay? It'll be alright.
Okay. He just kind of goes back to what he's doing, though every now and then he looks up to see, where you are, if you've left yet, what you're doing if you haven't.
Go.
Alright.
Like he's never seen a devil before.
I mean, it just could be my beauty. You never know. People always like to stare at me. So let's go see what we can do, shall we?
Alright.
Yes.
In the barn, you actually find very few animals here. You find that there's this wagon there whose wheel is broken completely off and is off kilter.
We should probably try to fix the wagon before we load it up. It'll be harder to maneuver if it's, full and broken.
Yes.
I take it you're not very good with tools.
There are tools in this barn that you could utilize.
Yeah, I'll go find some tools for that.
And let's try.
Alright, well, it's going to be very difficult to repair this at the angle it's at. So you're probably best off having someone lift it and someone else make the repairs.
Yes, with my 16 decks, I will lift it.
Don't think that's how that works.
I don't think that's how that works.
Then I think we have a problem.
I agree.
How strong are you, Scrat?
That's why I was like, what exactly am I going to do when they need physical labor?
Yeah, you see, you have a set of carpenter's tools, by the way.
I might be proficient with. I would be able to use them, right?
You'd be able to use them. Proficiency would just give you your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, good point.
I can try to lift it and you can try to fix it.
What's your strength?
Less than yours, but I'll try.
Yeah.
But you have more decks than I do.
Yeah, I will. I'll lift it. I'm trying to think who would we actually have to. Why are we doing this? This is terrible. We wouldn't actually do this.
Because who else would do it? They're already cooking and they're taking us with them.
Who else would do this? The halfling who could raise his hands and maybe touch the bar?
We have no one with strength.
No, we don't.
Okay, so I'll go over and I'll lift up the cart.
Make me a strength check. Athletics if it's better for you.
How's a 4?
Piper, you've seen Scratch do some impressive things before. His furry fists of fury had bashed goblins and slain drow, and were even impressive against a mind flayer. Watching a cat go in attempting to lift something and not even budging it, not the most impressive thing you've ever seen.
Can I try lift it?
You can.
Please.
Because, jack of all trades, my -1 actually becomes a 0.
Can I help her lift it?
Apparently
And then
not.
she can hold it?
That is a 15.
As Scratch is like, it's very heavy. You must. And she just kind of hoists, and it's up and level.
I don't know how long I can hold this, so please make your repairs.
I will go get the tools.
No, it's fine. I can hold this forever. It's fine.
So you get the tools, and you get back. And I need you to make me an intelligence check as you try to use them to fix the wheel.
Just a straight intelligence?
Unless you're proficient with carpenter's tools.
19.
19? You're not used to this kind of mechanism. Wheels not really all that useful in the forest, but it's simple enough. You're able to make the repairs and seems strong, seems serviceable, seems like you're good to go.
Okay, put it down.
I put it down carefully.
And it holds.
Not bad. We actually did something good for
Let's-
once.
For once.
So now we need to load
Let's go.
the grain and such, yeah?
So, start taking over to the grain and start loading it.
Alright, so you wheel the wagon out, you move it closer to the silo, and you begin getting ready to move the food and supplies. And Jeff will eventually come over and start helping you with that. But JJ,
Yeah.
it's time to catch you some chickens!
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for this.
Alright, so I actually need you...
That's playing in my head the entire time.
You you get to the chicken coop, and they are not like they're not in the little building. They're in a little chicken fence, chicken wire area, so they can't get out. But they're roaming loose, and you got to get them in these little wooden cages.
I crack my knuckles and like, alright, chickens.
All right, so you just run around chasing the chickens.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right. After about 15 minutes of chasing these chickens, you're not getting anywhere. You get close and they run. You get close and they run. You get close and they run.
Can I sneak up almost up one of them?
You certainly may. Roll a stealth.
16 plus 7.
Oh yeah. You're like, gotta take this differently. Get up right behind that chicken, you grab it. You shock it so much an egg pops out. But you got yourself a chicken.
Alright, I bring it over to the cage.
Alright, you cage it up and you got a X free range chicken.
How many chickens are here?
Instead of making you roll 3 to 5 times to do this several times, you've now found a system that works. And by the time Piper and Scratch have the 2 carts loaded pretty evenly with grain and food and ready to go, you've got several chickens ready to be loaded up as well.
How many eggs I get?
Yeah, a couple.
I'll put them in a basket.
A tisket, a tasket, a couple eggs in a basket.
Yeah, bring it in a basket. Yes. Yes, Brian. You got that one.
Thank you. So you get your eggs in your basket, and you're kind of like half skipping over to where you're all meeting. Piper and Scratch just drenched in sweat from hauling these heavy bags back and forth, and you're walking over with a basket of eggs.
Good job, guys.
Looks like you had an easy time, given how happy you are.
After I stopped running around chasing them like an idiot, things went pretty smoothly after that.
Alright, at least you got them. Now what does... She mentioned Matilda, specifically.
She did. And do you ask Jeff about that?
Yes, I will ask Jeff. Who's Matilda?
Oh, Matilda's the prize pig. And he points over there, and there is a gigantic pig just sitting in the mud. I mean, the chickens, they're easy to transport, and they're good eating. But Matilda, she could feed a town for a week.
It's true.
So now, where are we supposed to put her at?
Well, if we can get her in the pen, and he points to a small pen near the house, we can usher her in the morning, and... I mean, she's usually pretty sleepy, but at this point in the day, she's in the mud and she doesn't want to leave.
That's fair. So we'll get her in the morning then. Scratch, you sound so thrilled to get Matilda.
Cat don't like mud.
I don't really. I am not really looking forward to that, no.
Trust me, don't think any of us are.
It might be easier than you think. How does she like music?
Matilda?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mom sings sometimes, but
Is pig.
she's a pig.
Yes, but still, animals like music.
I mean, we're gonna eat her. What she likes really isn't all that important.
I think she's trying to suggest using music to lure the pig.
To get her in the pen.
Jeff just kind of gives you this, like, blank look.
I'm really good. Trust me.
She's really good, trust her.
So we'll get Matilda in the morning. Is there anything else we need to do?
Think dinner should almost be ready.
Alright.
Alright, let's go eat.
Oh, we didn't even
Alright.
introduce ourselves to you, did we?
No, Dad just said you were gonna protect us tomorrow.
Yeah.
But since we know your names, we
Yes.
should introduce ourselves, perhaps.
Alright, why don't we go in and you can do that?
Sure.
He points at a barrel. You can wash up in that. And he just kind of dunks his hands into the water, runs it over his face and his hands, and moves inside, wiping himself on a towel as he goes.
After you,
I go do the same immediately.
You're 2 feet tall. This barrel is like 4 feet tall, so
I climbed the barrel.
I was gonna say, do you need a boost?
I climbed the barrel.
please make an athletics check. Please roll 2 ones.
Actually, I think I have climbing speed. Because I'm a thief.
Nice.
I'm the thief archetype.
That's right.
No, I don't have a climbing speed. No, I don't have a climbing speed. I have a climbing don't cost me extra movement.
That's kind of a climbing speed, in my opinion. I'll let it go.
Okay.
It's a barrel. I was just kind of hoping you would tip it over, but that'd be funny as hell. Alright, so,
We all clean up, yes.
and you head inside, and it smells very good in there. There's a heavy scent of pork.
Sounds good to me.
Anna is putting plates on a small table, pulling up what could be used as chairs. Maul is sitting and carving into what looks like probably about a 30 or 40 pound pig that must have just been like roasted because it's a whole pig. Jeff grabs himself a seat, and there is a tiny girl, probably around 8 years old, her eyes wide as she's like chewing on a roll, just staring at you guys as you come in. Which, if you think about it, you have a 6 foot tall cat man, a devil woman, and a little halfling about half her size.
I'm
Just
2'5".
walks into
Thank
that.
you very much.
She's 8. They're like 4
My
foot
fault.
something.
I'm 2'7". My fault.
I give her a wave.
She just kind of waves back at you, the eyes just wide. And Maul says to you, Sit. Good to have at least one peaceful meal before we have to,
I sit at the table.
I
your
take
feet
a seat.
dangling off of even the shortest bench.
My neck just barely coming over the table.
Maul starts placing pieces of pork on everybody's plate. Anna comes around with potatoes and putting them on the plates as well, and a pitcher of water in the center, and there are cups for everybody available. And Anna just kind of says, on the bright side, it'll be nice to have such a lovely feast and not have to do dishes.
Everything smells delicious, by the way.
Why, thank you. And so you guys tuck in.
Yeah?
Alright, it is
Yeah.
delicious.
I
Still
will-
haven't introduced yourself to these
No,
people.
we haven't. I would offer my name. I'm Piper, by the way.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Piper. I guess in all this kerfluffle, we haven't been the best of hosts, and the two of you.
No, you've been great.
That's fine.
I am Scratch.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Scratch.
Pleasure.
I do the motion again. It's actually like scratch, like the actual scratch.
I ignore him.
Name's Jelltur.
It's very nice to meet you as well.
Pleasure is all mine.
So, Scratch, Piper, one of you pick high, one of you pick low.
Hi.
I take low.
Piper, Cassie is just staring at you.
Which one she's staring at?
There's two very strange-looking people in her house. She is 8 years old. One of you is going to get her attention.
Undivided attention.
I glance over to her. I actually reach in my bag. I pull out a wide brim, pointed, kind of like floppy purple hat. I just plop it on her head.
It covers most of her head, and she's like, "Oh, it smells like bunny."
Her eyes light up.
It does smell like bunny. My best friend is actually a bunny, but I don't know where she is at the moment.
Your best friend is a bunny?
Mm-hmm.
Maul kind of looks at you, goes, "You're a talking cat."
Don't think I've heard of a talking bunny before, though.
I'm just saying we live in a very strange world. Maybe we shouldn't be too hasty on the judgment there.
Well, yeah. That's fair. Wizards now, not wizards.
But yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Are you a wizard?
No, but I do some magic. A little bit.
Really? Can I see? Can I see?
Sure. Let's see, what can I do with this again? Because I only have one thing. I can do anything with it.
No, third level, we should be able to do a lot.
Yeah, you should be able to do a lot.
We should be doing everything.
I should be able to, shouldn't I?
Do all the things.
The third level is like where everything begins.
Mm-hmm. All the things.
I use thaumaturgy and I make it sound like there's birds chirping around.
Her head starts wheeling around looking for the birds that she can't find.
I will also take out my deck of cards that I have, and I will shuffle them, tell her to pick one. Don't let me see it.
Sure.
Don't let me see it.
Okay. She kind of looks at it and she shows it to her older brother, and he kind of glances, but dismissively, okay, I'll humor my little sister.
Alright.
And she's holding it. She's like, okay, now what?
Put it back in the deck.
Okay. She puts it back in.
And I'm going to do my little card trick to bring that one back to the top, because she obviously hid it somewhere else, and I don't.
Yeah, she stuck it in the middle there.
Yeah.
So I believe that's a sleight of hand for you. Are you proficient in sleight of hand?
I am.
Okay.
That would
I love
be
how you're not doing magic tricks and not actual
a
magic.
17.
Yep, you managed to fool this little girl. Very easily.
Oh. I'm just trying
It's
to
a magic trick. You're supposed to fool the little girl.
I know, but I'm, trying to cheer her up, we're friends, look at this.
Yeah, you're gonna do this so that you can convince her that magic is real.
I mean, magic is real in this world. I'm just showing that I am magical, clearly. The most magical person here.
Her eyes are wide and amazing, and she's like, Jeff, look it. He looks at it and goes, that is definitely your card. Just kind of nods.
Told you, magic.
By the way, for the rest of the night, no matter what you do, this little girl's going to be on your hip.
I have a friend now.
You do have a friend now.
Better you than me.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 shot there, Scratch. It was almost you. You're a walking teddy bear. It was almost you.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh.
Are you
You're
sad you don't
giant
get to
and
cuddle with her?
fuzzy and adorable. Because she's 8.
Do not patronize me.
I will patronize you because I'm the DM and I can do anything I want. Mwahaha.
We'll see about that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I can do whatever I want.
Shit.
So you guys, after dinner, Anna starts to do the dishes and then realizes, oh yeah, right, it's going to be burned to the ground tomorrow. So she doesn't even bother. She just sits and she plays with Casey. She just gets to relax and enjoy Jeff and Maul just kind of sitting there quietly, but every now and then they'll chat with you if you initiate. but they're simple folk. They don't require a lot. But when you start feeling tired, as the night is getting on, it's probably close to 9 at this point, which on a farm is fairly late. Normally they would go to bed when the sun went down, so they can be up when the sun comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And Maul will say to you, "All right, we ain't really got a lot of room in here for folk, but if you like, you can use the barn that doesn't have the animals in it. That if that suits you just fine. I mean, a lot like you traveling around, might like sitting out under the stars in a tent or something. I've never really been much for adventuring. Been on this farm my whole life."
The barn will be just fine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just be ready to go at dawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have
So
bedrolls, correct?
Okay.
Do you have bedrolls in your packs?
I should.
Yeah.
Then you have bedrolls.
Yeah, I should have something. If I even need one,
I mean, there is going to be hay. There is going to be,
I find somewhere nice.
there's a loft. You can lay in the hay up there.
Find a spot. Get comfortable.
Yep. So you're just gonna go to sleep, get ready for the morning.
I'll stay up a bit and watch over.
Alright, so you're setting watch.
Do we want to set watch? We can.
If you want, I'll take first watch.
I can take second.
And I will take third watch.
Alrighty. So, JJ, give me a perception check, please.
With pleasure. 20 modified.
20 modified? It is a silent night out there. And unnervingly silent. You grew up in a city. You grew up in Porate's Fist. That place was always bustling. It didn't matter what time of day, what time of night, there was always something happening. And there was always light. You can see more stars tonight than you've ever seen in your life.
It's different. Nice. Still different.
And your watch passes uneventfully.
Alright, I go and tap the tiefling on the horns.
I open one eye.
Still very sharp horns.
I mean, yeah, I would hope so. If they're not, that means something happened to them. I'd be real sad.
Let's hope not. Could probably use those later. Let's hope they stay pointy. You might have a use for those later. Your turn for watch.
Do those.
Yep. Get some rest.
Alright, Piper. Give me a perception check.
13.
13. It's a little boring. There's not much really going on. It's quiet. There's the buzzing of insects. But other than that, nothing.
I just miss my my cuddle bunny.
Yeah.
Oh.
No bunny. You got no bunny.
No bunny.
And that is your watch.
So I will wake Scratch with a scritches behind the ear. Kitty cat, your watch.
I open my eyes.
And you see a tiefling standing over you, scratching you behind the ears. You probably jerk to the side, wait a minute, what's going on?
No, do they do the you put a
Yeah, I
do they do the cucumber thing? You put a cucumber behind a cat, and they go
I
flying.
will No. God damn it. I will move out of reach. Do not call me that.
So not kitty cat, but you did not mind the scratches?
And I ignore that, and I stretch, and I stand up.
Alright.
I'll take watch.
And I will go back to sleep.
Alrighty. Scratch, give me a perception check.
Is there a tree nearby that I would take watch from?
No.
Or, as a jungle cat, I'm like, I'd probably stay up in the trees a lot.
There are no trees, but you can sit in the barn loft. The hay loft above
Okay.
the barn.
I would do that.
Alright.
So that is 21.
Alright. So the remainder of your watch passes relatively uneventfully. Everybody, you have a long rest. But near the morning, it's still dark. The sky is slightly gray, but it is still dark. You see the house is about, I'd say, 200 feet away. And you notice small dark shapes dart behind it, and you hear the breaking of glass, followed swiftly by screams. This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
This is Jair, also known as J.A., and I play the character of Jelltur Jactus.
This is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website. Detailed information on music used is provided in this episode's description. The music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers, and the episode was edited by Matthew Reed. Contact us on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, or email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com. If you like us and want to support our show, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/reliablychaotic, or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you again in our next adventure.